Today we'll be looking at the best free flight simulators for Roblox. These are flight simulators that are free to play for everyone and are pretty good in quality. So let's just jump into it. Now, number 3 on the list, we have Flightline. This is a pretty damn cool simulator that allows you to fly planes around and be an air traffic controller. Now, the plane selection of this game isn't very good. We only have 5 planes to choose from, ranging from short-haul airliners, medium-haul airliners, and long-haul airliners. Now, after we choose our livery, we can choose our airports. Now, sadly, for this flight simulator, we only have 3 to choose from. We have this airport, we have this one, and we have this one. Now, keep in mind, this game is still in the beta version. That means there's still updates to come. But we're just gonna jump straight into this airport and show you guys around. Now, I'm gonna say the GUI of this flight simulator is pretty good. Now, the key part about this flight simulator is the graphics, as you can see. Now, they look absolutely beautiful for a free Roblox flight simulator. As you can see, this aircraft model looks pretty nice. Now, we also have a cockpit view for this flight simulator, and the cockpit looks really nice, very detailed. Sadly, it's not an interactive cockpit, so you can't actually press any of these buttons. The controls in this flight simulator is a little bit weird, but you can get used to it pretty fast. As you can see, we're currently in the air. The landing gear also looks really nice as how it retracts into the aircraft. Would I recommend this game? Definitely yes. It has good graphics, it has good gameplay, a little bit bad on the aircraft selection and the airport selection. The graphics in this game looks amazing. It's in general a pretty nice flight simulator to play around in. Coming in at number 2, we have Pilot Training Flight Simulator. This is the obviously known flight simulator for Roblox. You may have heard of this name many times before. It is extremely popular, and it's probably the top search right now for Roblox flight simulators. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what this flight simulator can do. Now, the airport selection in this is very good. As you can see, we have tons of airports. Some of it costs Game Pass. Other than that, we have tons of airports to choose from. Now, the general GUI for this flight simulator is very basic. It just looks like the classic Roblox. In order to spawn a plane, we go to one of these plane spawners area, and then you click this little button here. Now, the plane selection in this is very good. Unlike Flightline, this has many different types of aircrafts, ranging from airliners to military to helicopters to everything. Alright, as you can see, we have spawned our aircraft, and the flight model for this doesn't look as good as Flightline. The graphics are a little bit worse than Flightline. The general part of this flight simulator that definitely beats Flightline is definitely the aircraft selection. As you can see, there's a lot of people still playing, even though this flight simulator was made 11 years ago. Quite mind-blowing. Let's go ahead and see how this plane flies. Now, this flight simulator also has working flaps and landing gear, but it doesn't look as good as Flightline. So here we go, we're gonna retract the landing gear, and as you can see, it just disappears, which is kind of weird. But other than that, this is a pretty cool flight simulator. In this flight simulator, we of course also have a cockpit view, even though there are no working instruments in this one. So overall, this is a pretty good flight simulator to play with your friends in. So would I recommend playing this simulator? Definitely yes. Now, finally coming in at number 1, we of course have AirX 2020. This is currently the most realistic flight simulator there is in Roblox. Global flying is available in this flight simulator. Yes, I'm not even joking, we actually have real satellite scenery for this flight simulator. So let's go ahead and spawn into this airport and see how this flight simulator looks. Now, here we are flying in our Cessna. We can see the graphics look absolutely awesome. Sadly, we only have this one plane included in the flight simulator. There is no planes other than this one. As you can see, the flight model of this flight simulator looks amazing. The scenery here is real global scenery. We're just gonna quickly do a landing now. And as you can see, we have landed. As you can see, the scenery here is pretty awesome. Sadly, we don't have very high resolution scenery here, but as you can see, we're in the mountains of New Zealand. Genuinely looks good for a free Roblox flight simulator. Now, what is also very good about this flight simulator is, of course, its cockpit. Now, we have fully interactive cockpit. We can flip switches and everything. I don't know what they do. As you can just see, we can just turn off instruments and everything, which is very cool. It's hard to think that this is a Roblox game anymore, but this is a pretty cool game, not gonna lie. We can even decrease throttle mixture. We're gonna crash now, but so what I recommend this flight simulator, of course, if you're looking for a flight simulator, you can fly around the world and it is free to play, and you don't have to actually download too much. I would suggest checking this out. Now, all the games here will be linked down in the description if you want to check them out. Now, if you made it this far, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want me to make more videos. Let's see if we can smash 10 likes on my first video. That's it for now. We'll see you guys next time for another Roblox video.